Hello everyone, welcome to Ishara Learning Hub. Today we are going to talk about how to become an ideal warehouse associate. Many people think warehouse work is only about lifting boxes, but actually it requires skills, discipline, and teamwork. In this session, I will explain the important qualities and habits that every good warehouse worker should have. This will help you perform better at work and also grow in your career. So let's begin with the first skill. Let's understand the concept speed with accuracy. In a warehouse, you are expected to work fast, but at the same time, your work must be correct. Many workers try to rush their work, but when mistakes happen, the whole process becomes slow. For example, if the wrong item is picked or packed, it has to be returned and corrected, which wastes time. That is why speed alone is not enough. You must balance speed and accuracy. One very practical way to improve speed is by learning product locations and SKUs properly. When you know exactly where items are stored, you don't need to search and your work becomes faster automatically. So remember, a warehouse associate who works fast and correctly is always considered an ideal worker. Now let's talk about something very important in warehouse work, which is following instructions. In a warehouse, instructions are given through SOPs, supervisors, scanners, or pick lists. It is very important to follow these instructions exactly as they are given. Always read pick list and labels carefully before picking or packing any item. Never try to take shortcuts because shortcuts often lead to mistakes or safety issues. If you do not understand an instruction, it is always better to ask questions instead of guessing. Following instructions helps prevent errors, accidents, and delays. A warehouse associate who follows instructions properly is trusted by supervisors and is considered reliable. Now let's talk about physical fitness, which is very important for warehouse jobs. Warehouse works involves standing, walking, bending, and lifting for long hours, so your body needs to be prepared for this type of work. Good physical fitness helps you handle repetitive tasks without getting tired too quickly. It is also important to use proper posture and correct lifting techniques to avoid injuries, especially to your back and shoulders. Always remember to stay hydrated during your shift and take your breaks properly. When you take care of your body, you can work more safely and efficiently. A physically fit warehouse associate performs better, stays safe, and lasts longer in the job. Now let's talk about attention to detail, which is a very important skill in a warehouse work. Attention to detail means checking everything carefully before you move or ship any product. You must always make sure that the SKU, quantity, batch number, and location are correct. Even one small mistake like picking the wrong SKU or quantity can cause problems later. You should also check expiry dates, especially in warehouses that follow FIFO or FEFO systems. Another important point is to look for damaged cartons or incorrect labels. If you see any damage, it should be reported immediately. Never mix different products together, even if they look similar. Remember, small mistakes can lead to big losses in warehouses, so attention to detail is extremely important. Now let's talk about clear communication, which is very important in warehouse work. A warehouse is a team environment, so you must communicate clearly with team leads, supervisors, and coworkers. If there is any shortage, damage, or system error, it should be reported immediately. Waiting or ignoring the issue can cause delays and bigger problems later. Always use polite and professional language when speaking to others. This helps maintain a positive and respectful work environment. Communication is not only about speaking, but also about listening carefully to instructions and understanding what is expected from you. When communication is clear, work becomes smoother, safer, and more efficient. Good communication helps the entire warehouse to operate properly. Now let's talk about adaptability and flexibility. In a warehouse, things change very quickly. So you may be asked to work in different zones such as picking, packing, receiving, or shipping. An ideal warehouse associate should be ready to adjust and help whenever needed. Sometimes there may be shift changes or overtime, especially during busy or peak seasons. Being flexible with your schedule is a big advantage. Warehouses also use different systems, scanners, and technologies, so it is important to learn new processes very quickly. During peak seasons, work pressure can increase, but staying calm and focused help you perform better. Remember, workers who are adaptable and flexible usually grow faster and get more opportunities in the warehouses. Next, let's talk about the organizing ability, which is very important. An ideal warehouse associate should always keep the work area clean, neat, and structured. When the work area is organized, it becomes easier to find products, tools, and equipments. Stock should always be arranged correctly in bins and racks according to labels and locations. Many warehouses follow 5S principles, which help maintain cleanliness and organization. It is also important to return tools, scanners, and equipment to their correct place after use. An organized warehouse helps everyone work faster, reduces mistakes, and improves safety. Remember, organized warehouses lead to faster and more efficient work. Now let's talk about safety awareness, which is extremely important in warehouse work. Safety should always be your first priority, no matter how busy the warehouse is. You must always use personal protective equipment or PPE correctly, such as safety shoes, vest, helmets, or gloves. It is also important to follow equipment safety rules when using forklifts, pallet jacks, or other machinery. If you notice any unsafe condition like a spill, damaged rack, or broken equipment, report it immediately. When lifting items, always use proper lifting techniques and mechanical aids whenever required. Remember, safety is not only the responsibility of supervisors. Safety is everyone's responsibility in the warehouse. Now let's talk about teamwork and having a positive attitude. A warehouse is not a one person job. Everyone works as a team to meet daily targets. Helping your co-workers when needed is very important. When you support others, the work gets done faster and more smoothly. It is also important to respect diversity and workplace rules. Warehouses have people from different backgrounds, and mutual respect creates a healthy work environment. Sometimes work pressure can be high, especially during busy days, but staying motivated and calm helps you perform better. Always try to accept feedback positively. Feedback is given to help you improve, not to criticize you. Remember, in many cases, a positive attitude matters more than experience. Supervisors value workers who are cooperative, respectful, and willing to learn. Next is the reliability and discipline. Being reliable means showing up to work on time every day and being ready to work. Always follow attendance rules and inform your supervisor in advance if there is any issue. Discipline also means completing your task responsibly and properly without cutting corners. Another important part of discipline is maintaining honesty and integrity in your work. This includes reporting your work correctly and following company policies. Supervisors trust workers who are consistent, honest, and disciplined. Remember, reliable associates earn trust, and trust leads to better opportunities and growth. Now, let's quickly summarize what we have learned in this session. An ideal warehouse associate is someone who works fast and accurately, follows instructions, and pays attention to detail. They are physically fit, communicate clearly, and adapt quickly to changes in the workplace. Staying organized, working safely, and having a positive attitude are also very important qualities. When these skills are practiced daily, work becomes easier, safer, and more efficient. By developing these qualities, you can become a trusted and successful warehouse associate. Thank you for your time, and I hope this session was very helpful for you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this session. I hope you found this training helpful and informative. Wishing you success in your warehouse career. Have a good day.